ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। Starting with the Navaratri days, I chose this topic, how to do Varanam. It is a composition of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, his devotion to Arunachala. This is what we will see in this poem, Arunachala Akshara Manamalai. It is a garland of letters, for a marital garland of letters for Sri Arunachala. So here Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi is looking himself as the bride, and Lord Arunachala, Lord Shiva, as the bridegroom. And we will see the devotion we will see in this poem, with all kind of human emotions that is typically in the relationship of a bride and bridegroom, a sense of separation, a sense of longing, scolding going on. So a lot of emotions we will see in this poem. And the most amazing thing is Raman Maharshi is as we all know, is a Gnani Bhakta. So as Bhagavad Gita says, there are 4 kind of bhaktas: Arti, Artharti, Jignasu, and Gnani. And all of them are dear to me, but among them, the Gnani Bhakta is my very self. And this Ramana Maharshi is one of those Gnani Bhaktas, and who introduced this Vichara Marga. Who am I? All of us must be familiar with this Upadesha Saram composition of Ramana Maharshi, and also this approach of who am I? Just dwell on yourself, question the questioner. That is his way, his approach of knowing the truth, and then the questioner resolves. Because who questions? It is the ego, the individuality that questions, and he asks us to question that questioner. So that was his approach. So basically what I'm trying to say is, he was a total Gnani Bhakta, total Vichar Marga, and yet we see this great depth of devotion in him to Lord Arunachala. So it is not that in this path of non-duality there is no devotion, or there is a conflict in Gnana, in the path of devotion and the path of knowledge. It's not so. It goes hand in hand. And so this topic, how to do Varanam. First of all, why to do Varanam? Why do we need Varanam? What is Varanam actually? Varanam is single-pointed commitment. I need to pursue something. For that, I need to be committed to that thing. For example, if I want to become a doctor, I need to be committed to that, and I need to make my lifestyle conducive to the study, etc., to achieve that goal. And so also, this is the Varanam for our ultimate goal of life, which is knowing my true nature, which is happiness. So for that, I need to commit myself. There needs to be a single-pointed commitment, so that I know myself, my true identity, as I am Brahman, and that is nothing but I am happiness. And for that, I need that commitment, because right now there are a lot of conflicting notions in my mind, and there needs to be a calm mind. There needs to be a calm mind. They're devoid of any restlessness, and for that, all other commitments we have to withdraw ourselves from all other commitments and apply ourselves to solely this commitment, the pursuit of knowing self as Brahman. So, like we find in the Upanishad, the Kathopanishad says, Yame Vaisha Vrunute Tena Labhyah Tasyesha Atma Virunte Tanum Swam. It is not by listening to thousands of lectures that Atma will be revealed as Brahman, nor by delivering thousands of lectures. It's only by Varanam you have to commit to this pursuit of knowing Brahman as the self. And what does this commitment mean? That doing everything, making the entire life conducing to this pursuit of knowing the self as Brahman. So whatever would hinder that pursuit, you withdraw yourself from it. So how to do that Varanam? For that, we will look into the life of the work of Sri Ramana Maharshi, who actually did that Varanam. See, we can say the Bhakta does the Varanam of Bhagavan, but sometimes the Bhagavan also does Varanam. Well, it could be that in past life, Sri Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi must have done this kind of Varanam. And so in his present life, when time came, he got the call from within, the call from Bhagavan. He felt that Arunachala is calling me, my father is calling me, I'm going there. So who does the Varanam? Bhagavan does, Bhakta does the Varanam, or Bhagavan does the Varanam? I don't know. Perhaps both. But yes, even as a child, if we do this Varanam, Bhagavan will make sure that commitment is taken care of. So why don't we do that Varanam, and let us look at this poem. Something more about this poem, how it was composed. So this was the days when Bhagavan was still living on Arunachala in the cave, and he used to have a lot of devotees around, and these devotees they used to go into the town for bhiksha, and when they went, they would sing the glories of Arunachala, and this marked, like people knew that okay, they are Bhagavan's devotees. This is how they knew, by their singing. And they used to, everybody was they looked very highly upon Bhagavan, so they kindly gave bhiksha to all of these devotees. Now what happened was, there were some disguisers, so they knew this trick that okay, Bhagavan's devotees get ample amount of bhiksha. So what some of the other the disguisers did was, before these true devotees started for their bhiksha round, they used to go a little bit early, and they used to sing, imitate the same song. They used to imitate the same songs, or the hymns to Arunachala. And the people, obviously, they are not going to differentiate between the two. So they took them to be the real devotees, and they gave them ample amount of bhiksha. So by the time now that the real devotees came, no bhiksha was left. So they just got meager amount of bhiksha. So one day they approached Bhagavan Raman Maharshi and said, Bhagavan, why don't you make a special poem for us so that we can sing that, and that will, people can know that yes, these are the real devotees of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan at first he said that there's so many poems of Varunachala, like I don't think there is a need for another one. Like there's lot being done. He didn't created a poem right away. But these bhaktas, they continued to press upon him, and so I guess one day when he was doing Girivalam is the pradakshina of Varunachala. Um, Automatically it just these verses, it emerged from his heart. So it was not that he had planned to create something, but it just emerged. And then he said, he said to those other devotees that you can sing these verses, it as glories to Arunachala. It will also be your identity, and this will also help you become one with Arunachala. So this is how this um, Arunachala Akshara Mala Malai, I hope I'm pronouncing it rightly, came. This the history behind it. Okay, having said that, I will just introduce a little bit of invocation, and depending upon whether depending upon how our Navratri thing is going on, we will either continue this at night, or perhaps tomorrow morning. So I just want to share another document here with you. Okay, so first, okay, so we are referring to the Marital Garland of Letters. Also known as Akshara Arunachala Akshara Mana Malai. Invocation by poet Muruganar. He was also one of the great devotees, extremely close to Bhagavan. And so he says in this introductory verse that may these verses, they remove all the delusion of all the devotees, and may they seek sole refuge of Arunachala and become one with Lord Shiva. Meaning they gain their true identity. Then there is invocation by Bhagavan to Lord Ganesha. Gracious Ganpati, with thy loving hand, bless me that I may make this a marital garland of letters worthy of Sri Arunachala, the bridegroom. So, hey, I am going to make this garland for this bridegroom. Who is the bridegroom? None other than Arunachala. So I don't know, did I mention this? So yes, this poem is basically, the concept of this poem is Bhagavan is looking upon Arunachala as the bridegroom, and Raman Maharshi is looking upon himself as bride, and we will find all kind of emotions, a sense of longing and a sense of, sometimes he even scolds Arunachala. We will find all kind of emotions here. So basically, here he is in front of Arunachala, and he wants to make a wedding garland for this bridegroom Arunachala. What kind of garland? In the form of these verses to Arunachala, and they are 108 verses. And so he is giving invocation that may Ganesha remove, Lord Ganapati remove all the obstacles in the way and make it possible for me to offer offer these verses as a garland to Arunachala, so that I become one with Arunachala. So that the oneness between Arunachala and me. The whole purpose of garland is of the wedding. What is the wedding? About bride and bridegroom, the oneness between Arunachala and the Bhakta, between Bhagavan and Bhakta. That that this abidance in non-duality of Bhagavan and Bhakta is gained, and may all the obstacles in its way be removed. This is the invocation by Bhagavan to Lord Ganesha. We will stop here with the opening the hymn, and then we will continue either tonight or tomorrow morning. Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, 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 Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. So we will meet again in the evening, and we will begin with the hymns itself. We will try to complete 10 verses a day. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurupyo Namaha. Harihi Om.